He's got the toys. He's got showmanship. And he's got sex appeal. Ladies and gentlemen, from the great Southwest, here's the guru of gadgets, the dapper and dashing Don Baine, the Gadget Professor. Gadget Professor.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Gadget Professor Show. My name is Don Baine, and of course, I am the Gadget Professor. We are on episode 174. Obviously, I'm not in the studio. It's actually late Wednesday night. It's almost Thursday morning. I'm up late tonight, and the studio was actually packed for the next 2 to 3 days, so I can't get in. So I'm going to record the Gadget Professor here in my home studio. If you're new to the Gadget Professor, welcome on board. As you know, or maybe you don't know, every Thursday evening we come up with a brand new episode, and the Gadget Professor is now heard in 172 countries around the world, so I have you to thank for that, and thank you very much. Every Thursday evening we come up with a new show. We post at Arizona time, somewhere between 7 and 11 o'clock. And this week we have an interesting show. It's kind of a follow-up show on this Toshiba drive, and we have some very cool apps and some hacking news, of course. If you're old to the Gadget Professor, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. For you new folks, it's easy to get to the Gadget Professor, and we have a new website. It's in process now. We just got it up and running last week, and we'll be adding some photographs and making it much more attractive, and we're working on that now. So give me a week or two, and you'll see some cool photographs and a lot of updated information. All you have to do is go to thegadgetprofessor.com, thegadgetprofessor.com, and you will see our new website. And also, if you go on the right-hand side now, you'll see important pages, and right there you click the newsletter. Just put your email address in, and every Thursday evening, absolutely free, in your inbox, you will be emailed the show notes, which contain everything that we spoke about in the prior episode, or that Thursday night episode, and everything is hot linked, so you don't have to take notes or write things down when you're watching or listening to the Gadget Professor. You can just get the show notes, click on it, and it's hot linked, and boom, there you go. So that is the gadgetprofessor.com. Of course, you can email me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com, thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. We also have a Facebook page, and that would be Facebook.com/thegadgetprofessor. And you can follow me on Twitter at Gadget Professor, and we have our Rebel Mouse page, and I'll show you that right now. There we go. So this is our Rebel Mouse page, and what this actually does is it takes all our tweets and makes a pictorial out of it, so you can really get a feel for what we're tweeting about. And really what we're tweeting about is every single new gadget that comes out by the minute. You'll go on our Rebel Mouse page or look at our tweets. You can read about it on Twitter, or you can actually look at it on our Rebel Mouse page. This is totally free. So let's get right into it, folks. We always like to cover a little hacking news, and this week we have some more hacking news. This is actually old news. I knew this. Maybe you didn't know this, but the Chinese have hacked the United States military contractors, a Senate panel says, and the article goes on to say that hackers linked to China, to the Chinese government, broke into computers networks of private transportation companies working for the U.S. military at least 20 times in 1 year. I got news for them. It's probably 40 times a week, never mind a year. And this article goes on to talk about all the things that they do when they hack, and all the information that they have on our country and on our citizens. Pretty scary stuff. Speaking of scary stuff, if you use a Kindle and you download Kindle books in unorthodox ways, let's just leave it at that, and you are standing a phenomenal chance of being hacked by a malicious Kindle ebook strip of code. And this article goes on to tell you that when you download your Kindle books and you put them up back on the Kindle, so we'll download again, essentially when you email yourself a book, there is a break in the file according to the digital reader, and a hacker can gain access to your Amazon account by simply getting you to download the ebook file, which itself was hacked quite a while ago, and it includes a script, and they actually show you what the script is. But once this book is added to your library, the code will be executed as soon as you open the library up. Doesn't matter what book you go to, in a web page, and it actually gives the hacker access to your Amazon account. Not a good thing. So if you want to read more about that, it will be in the show notes. Speaking of hackers, here's an article about Jake Davis. He talks about his life in the dark web. The dark web is typically where the hackers hang out, if you will. It's their own subculture. And at 18, Jake Davis posed such a threat to security that he was locked up and banned from the internet. And this is a whole story about this guy. And it's pretty scary stuff. When the police arrived at Jake Davis's door in July 2011, he says it was almost a relief. They basically picked him up here in the United States. He lived he lived in the Shetland Islands, so that's not exactly correct. But they actually came and they arrested him and put him in jail. It's an incredible article, so if you really want to get a feel for what it's like to be the life of a hacker, you want to read this article. It's insane. A young kid, and 18 years old, and it goes to tell all the things that he did from the time he was 13 years old with regards to hacking. Bright boy, but naughty boy. Now, here's some cool software for you, and I think this is something that everybody should at least download and use at least once. There's a free download, a free version, a free test trial, but this is called Metasploit. Okay, that's how I pronounce it, but it's the world's best testing software to see how secure your network is. So basically, you're going to download this software and you're going to get free Nexpose vulnerability scanner. And this basically will tell you if it's easy to penetrate your network. You'll learn about if there's any weak spots. It works on Windows, it works on Linux. It troubleshoots your installations and all other kinds of issues, and it will give you information as to how secure your network is. So if you have 2, 3, 4, 5 computers, you have hard drives, you have all this stuff plugged in, and you want to know how secure it is, this is the stuff that you would actually use. Now here's a piece of software. This is unbelievable. Wildman Mike found this, and have I been pawned? Basically, have I been struck by a hacker? Has someone taken my information? And you don't know. You never know. But this site knows, and there's over 174 million accounts that have been hacked. And this actually goes on to show you, again, this will be in the show notes, all the sites that have been hacked recently. Here's one Adobe accounts, 152 million accounts plus have been hacked, and it just goes on and on and on, telling about all the accounts that have been hacked. Now, the way you use this is you put your email address in, and I'm just going to put one of my email addresses in, and we will take a look at this. So, whoops, I didn't hit the ampersand sign there. Okay, so I'm going to check that email address, and good news, I haven't been pawned, or no one has actually found my information on that account. So I'm going to try a different account. Let's just try the Gadget Professor, the Gadget Professor. Okay, and let's see what happens there. Uh-oh, someone has actually hacked my information, not my account, just hacked my information, something that I was registered to. I don't know what it is, but if I read on here, it said only one site, only one has breached my information, and it wasn't a paste up, and it tells me that I was breached in October 2013, along with 153 million other people on the Adobe accounts that were breached on exactly October 2013. Which actually took my username and password that I was using to sign into Adobe. So that's been compromised. The email address, the password hints, passwords, and usernames. So this is pretty cool piece of software. It's totally free, and I'll have the website in the show notes, and check it out. You'll be amazed what you find. Once I learned that, I immediately changed my username and password on the Adobe site, and I'm fine now, but pretty crazy stuff. Now here's a piece of software. It's actually an app, and this app is good for both the iPhone and also for the Droid system. What you do is you use this if you're taking a lot of selfies, okay, a lot of photographs of yourself, and this does amazing stuff. And again, it's good for the iPhone, the iPad, Android system, Windows Phone, pretty much any smartphone this will work on. But what it does, it gives you perfect skin, perfect smile, details, power to reshape, remove dark circles, remove blemishes. It just goes on. Hair salon, I could use that, get a little hair. You can defocus, you can have amazing effects. It's really cool, particularly if you take a lot of photographs and you upload them to whatever the services that you like, or you're using Instagram. This is a must-have piece of software. It's totally free, and it's called Facetune. Facetune. So definitely check that out. And now, I get asked this question frequently, but the question is, how do I print, or can I print from my smartphone or from my laptop or my iPad, or, how do I print off it? I don't know why you'd want to print off it, because I would use my computer, but I guess if you don't have a desktop computer or a laptop, you're going to be using your tablet or your smartphone. So I get it. So what you need to get is a software that's called Thin Print Cloud Printer. Thin Print Cloud Printer. And this works, I think, on every, certainly it's on the Google Play Store. I think it's available on the Apple iTunes downloading part of the internet, if you will. But what this will do is you'll enable this, and it says enable Android printing on your own connected printer, wireless from mobile, benefit from over 10 years of experience, yada, yada, yada. It's 100% free for personal use. If you're going to use it for business, they want you to pay for it, and that's fine. And even with the free version, there's no ads or anything like that. So it does a nice job, and it gives you a really detailed explanation as to how to use this. And basically you just hit install, and also if you click here, they give you a movie that tells exactly what it does, how to install it, and how to use it. So I won't take up your time doing that, but again, it's called Thin Print Cloud Printer, and it allows you to print from your phone, smartphone, or from your tablet. So definitely check that out. Here's an actual blow-up of the movie. If you were to click that movie, you'd actually get the instructions here, and it's pretty well done. Now here's an app. Unfortunately, it's only for the Android, but this is really cool. It's approximately a couple 100,000 themes that you could use, high-definition wallpapers, and any theme that you choose, you can have the ability to change the color, the size, the shape, to customize it exactly how you want it. So literally there's a couple 100,000 different types of themes that you can download, totally free, and you'll want to check this out. It's called Themer, Themer. It has a launcher, and it has HD wallpaper, high definition wallpapers for your phone, and there's some pretty cool things here. You'll have to check it out to see if something strikes your eye. I think with that many, you're going to like something, or you're going to be able to modify something. So let's get into the second half of the review of the gadget of the day, which was actually last week, and it is the Canvio Connect Portable HDD, and this is what it looks like. Now, if you recall last week, I had a 2 terabyte portable drive made by Toshiba, and I could not get it to work with Pogo Plug, and I have many times said that Pogo Plug is not my favorite company. It still is not, and I do not love their software. And I couldn't get the drive to work with Pogo Plug. In terms of the drive, it worked nicely. I could load something on it. The backup software that comes with this Connect drive is very nice. That works quite well. You can schedule backups. You can do a backup. You also can back up from this drive, or you can download to a DVD or put it on a SD card, pretty much whatever you want. It works well. What I like about these is they're made well, and if you drop it, they typically will still work. I have had a number of Seagate drives about the same size, and certainly a little bit cheaper than this, I got to tell you, if you drop it or bump it, those drives are dead. And I have gone through at least 6 drives. I don't drop the drives intentionally or bump them intentionally, but man, they just cannot take any shock whatsoever. They break. And if you don't have those backed up, all your data is toast. So the Toshibas are made with a little bit more ingenuity in terms of shock protection, and that's why I like the drive. Now, that said, one of the things that I thought would be really cool is if I can download to the drive and stream movies off it. And when I say stream movies, what I mean is that I can be outside of my network, outside of my home, and I could be at the airport or a hotel, anywhere I want, and as long as I have an internet connection, I should be able to log into the Pogo Plug software, which we'll look at in a minute, and stream a movie. Now, last week, I tried desperately to get it to work, and it couldn't, and it just backed up my feelings about, I hate to, trash anybody, but I just did not like the Pogo Plug interface, and it just didn't work. So I called Toshiba and got to the tech support, told the first person about the problem I had. They didn't know what to do, so they bumped me up to the second tier tech support, and they instantly said that the drive was broken. The drive was brand new. The drive was not dropped, chipped, cracked, or peeled, believe me. And I just found it very hard to believe that of all the drives they make, that I had to buy one that was defective. But they insisted on that. So I essentially took it back and got my money back and purchased another drive just to validate that the Pogo Plug interface didn't work. So when you buy this, the difference between this drive and any other drive is that because it has Pogo Plug software on it and a license on it, okay, and there's a limit as to how much gigabyte space you can use, you'll be able to stream your movies. You'll be able to send links to your photos and your movies to other people that they can watch it or download it, whatever you want to do. You'll have that capability. And that was a nice feature, and I figured I would test it out because, after all, I'm the Gadget Professor. I got to remain neutral, and I have to change my opinions if things are fixed. So that brings us to here. So I loaded the disc up with a couple movies and put it on this drive, and I then loaded the Pogo Plug software just as I did the last time. And to be honest, I uninstalled everything that I had on my machine with Pogo Plug from the original drive, so I had a clean, fresh, new test, so it wasn't tainted. So I do remember the first drive that I had. It took a long time for the Pogo Plug software to load, and what I mean by a long time is it actually stopped at 10%, and it just hung, and then all of a sudden, like 2 minutes later, it took off and it loaded. I thought that was odd. This drive, when I got this, it has the same exact software, same exact drive. Actually, this is a 1 terabyte. I had a 2 terabyte the last time, but they were sold out, so someone must like it. So anyway, I loaded the Pogo Plug software on this. Bada boom, bada bang. It just zipped up and loaded 1, 2, 3. So what you do now is keep in mind the software, the Pogo Plug software, is located on my computer that I'm actually working with right now to bring you this show. It's on my desktop computer. I'm using Windows 7. The Pogo Plug drive that normally would be plugged into the USB 3 port, this is supposedly downward compatible, so if you have a USB 2, this will still work. So I had a couple movies on here, and I set up the Pogo Plug account. It comes, when you buy this, it comes with the Pogo Plug license. So this is about $100 now for a 2 terabyte drive, maybe a little less, maybe 89. We'll get to that in a minute. But basically, you go to Pogo Plug and you sign in. So I've already signed in. I had my username and password put there. Now, when you get to the Pogo Plug interface, and they definitely have changed it since the last time I looked at it. And again, I don't love Pogo Plug for a variety of reasons. This time when I go to the Pogo Plug, it has 2 things that it shows you. One, it shows you Pogo Plug Cloud, which you clearly see here, Pogo Plug Cloud. And then under here it says Sky King. Now, interestingly enough, the name of my computer is called Sky King. So if I click on Sky King, you will see that I have 3 folders, which is actually not on this drive at all. I cannot see this drive whatsoever on Pogo Plug at all. So essentially, when you get the Pogo Plug software, it doesn't even see this drive. And if it does, I cannot for the life of me figure out where it is or how I see any drives. And I have like 10 drives hooked to my machine. I can't see anything except the root directory of my PC. And there are three folders on my PC, which is my documents, my pictures, and my video. Now, if I click my video, I have one movie here, one DVD that I had that I actually have left there for years. One of my favorite movies I haven't watched in a while, but it's called The Usual Suspects. So this, if I click this, it will play, but you know what? I don't know if it's streaming because I'm right on my machine and I'm just basically clicking from the internet to my computer. So it's really not testing if it will stream. So what you need to do is you need to go to the cloud. So in the cloud, I created two new folders, a photo folder, which you see here, and a movie folder, which you see here. I then have the ability, using this software, to actually click here and it says upload files. So I uploaded a photograph of a cactus flower and I loaded it to the root directory. So now when I'm on the Pogo Plug software, this is in the cloud, paid for by the license on Pogo Plug that you got when you bought your Toshiba drive, and you can see the picture of the cactus flower. It happens to be red. If I go into photos, I actually uploaded two photos into the photo directory. So I'll double click on that. Actually, I loaded one photo, and there's the photo that I looked at. Now again, I'm up in the cloud, and I'm on my PC, logged in through the internet site, pogoplug.com, username and password, boom, wherever I am in the world, I get this. And if I click on this, I can actually see the close-up of the cactus that I took. So that's pretty good. So I'll re-sign in again, not that it matters. Username and password was already plugged in, so I'm back into those actually two folders and one photograph. So now I'm going to go into the movie folder. I'll double click it, and I have two movies there, and I'm not going to stream them on this or try to stream them because, again, I'm on the PC and I'm on my in-house network. What I am going to do is get my iPad. So here's my iPad. Let me get into my iPad. Okay, I'll put my combination lock in. Okay, it's opened, and right now you can see that I'm logged in already to the Pogo Plug with my username and password. I'm logged in, and I hope that you can see the three folders there, or the three files. One was the photograph, one was a movie folder, one was a photo folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the photo folders, and there's my photo, and if I click it, this is being streamed now because I'm not on my network. I'm on a different network with this, so you can actually see the photo. Big deal. And now for the true test, can I stream a movie? Right now I am logged on via my phone, which is not the wireless that's in my home. It's via my smartphone. So I'm on the Verizon network now. So now I'm going to click the movie folder. And it's a little kludgy. I'm clicking it 2 times, 3 times. I'll get it eventually. Okay, there it is. So now you could see the 3 movies that I have loaded up on the cloud. Now, interestingly enough, what I've learned, at least with the iPod, and this is probably true for every kind of movie, you always want to keep the format, if you're using any kind of an Apple product, as an MP4, because that's what it likes to see. If you're using an AVI, an MKV, an MPEG, on and on and on, anything but an MP4 is probably going to cause you grief in most cases. There's some cases where it won't, but I'll save that for another time because there's things called automatic transcoders, but we're not going to cover that in this episode. So because I hope you can see that these two movies are blank, and the reason they're blank or black is because it's not in the proper format. It's not in an MP4 format. However, this movie right here, and again I hope you can see it, is in the MP4 format. So it does give me the option to play it. Let's see if it streams. So I'm going to click that, and there's a little check mark. I know you can't see that, so I'm checking the check mark like I want to play it, and there it is. and it doesn't look like it's going to play because there's an X on there, but I'm going to push it anyway. And what has happened is one time I got it to play, and another time I didn't get it to play. And it brings me back to the original complaint and frustration that I've always had with Pogo Plug, is that sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Now, before I did the show, I tested this, and the movie played flawlessly. Now, and I'm not surprised, I can't get it to play at all. So let me try it again. Right now, it's playing because I see the play button is not X'd out. Now, I don't know if I had internet problems, the connection was too slow, whatever. So this is what, the third or fourth time I've actually pressed that movie. And now I will press play, and it shows that it's actually a QuickTime movie. So you want a QuickTime format or an MP4 format. If I had to pick between the two, QuickTime. Now, this looks like, to me, it's going to be playing any second. There we go. Okay, and I'll turn it sideways here, and I'm actually going to hit the expand button to expand the screen, and I'm going to flip it this way, and it's starting off in black and white, but as you can see, it is streaming, and I am shocked, dismayed. The sound is there too, and I'm going to wait. I'll talk while this thing actually gets some visuals on there. You can see it's coming up with the credits, but I have to admit, here we go. So it is playing. It's playing in sync, and plenty of sound, and it's actually streaming off the Pogo Plug. I must say I was shocked. It is working, and it works quite well, to be honest with you. So there you go, and I'll just shut that off for a second. And I honestly think, again, the picture's really good. It's 720p. The sound is very good. I just can't complain about it. I have to be honest. So the bottom line is that this Pogo Plug software that comes with this, apparently has been upgraded. It does work. The main problem you're going to have is making sure that your movie is formatted in either the MP4 or what I actually would recommend is a QuickTime format. And sometimes, you don't convert the movie properly, so you might want to experiment with that. If the movie is not formatted properly for the iPad, iPhone, the operating system, the OS system, it won't play. Simple as that. That doesn't mean that the Pogo Plug software is bad. It just means that your movie has not been transcoded properly. So the bottom line is that it does work. It works actually quite well. I still find the Pogo Plug software to be a little bit kludgy. I'm trying to get out of my head because I really don't like the stuff. And I'll tell you why. I mean, you saw the movie. Yes, it does work, and I'm very honest about that. And up front, the quality was good. It was in sync. It wasn't sputtering. So I have to attribute the initial clicking of the movie where it didn't play to just a slow internet connection. And it is what it is. The third attempt, it worked flawlessly, and I'm assuming the movie would play. We don't have an hour and a half to watch the movie to see if it chugs at all, but it looked like it was pretty good. Now, here's the main point. You bought the drive. You bought the drive to put in your pocket to do backups and to stream movies on. And what happens is when you load the Pogo Plug, it was my expectation that I would see this drive so that I could just take the movies, dump them on this disk, and I have my choice between using the cloud or this hard drive. That's not the case, and this is why I think something's screwy with the way they designed the interface platform on Pogo Plug, and it's still screwy. So let's take a look at that. Here's the cloud. I've already been there, done that. I've shown you the movie on my iPad, and it worked with no problem. There's the photo folder. There is the, well, let's get back in. I'm going to show you the movie folder again. There's the movie folder. We've seen that, and that's all off the cloud. But once again, the main problem that I have is when I go to see this disc, I'm going to my computer. It says Sky King. That's my computer. I click on it. I can't get to any drive. What's the point of this? If I wanted Pogo Plug software, I would buy Pogo Plug from Pogo Plug software. On the box, it said this will stream movies. You're not going to stream anything from this because you cannot see it on the Pogo Plug. It has to go up to the Pogo Plug cloud. Now, that said, if I wanted to put movies or documents or whatever in my pictures, my videos, my documents, I could do that. When I click now on my videos, I'm actually seeing my C drive in a subfolder of that which says my videos. That's what's in there. And I do have one old movie there. And what's the point of the drive? So it's just a very kludgy interface, and I don't know why they would do it. It makes absolutely no sense to me. It really does not. And I think a lot of people would be very confused when they bought this. So I hope I haven't given you a confusing explanation, but there's no other way to do this. So what I find annoying with this is that really the Pogo Plug software has nothing to do with this drive as far as I can tell. And you can't get to this drive using the Pogo Plug software. You're just using the Pogo Plug cloud. And all the way along when you're on the cloud, you'll see little ads saying, go unlimited, which is going to cost you more money, of course. So that said, there are some nice features about it. One of the nice features is well, let's go back to here. One of the nice features that I like about it is I can go to more action. So if I'm, let's just say I'm in my photograph folder and I go more actions, I can do some pretty cool things, okay? I could send a link. I could put it on Facebook. I can do all kinds of things. So if I go more actions, let's see, select one of my files. Let's go over here, more actions. I should get a menu that drops down that says get a link. Here we go. So here's my choice. I can watch the movie or the photograph. I can download the movie or photograph or document. It doesn't matter. I can copy and move it to somewhere else. I can delete it. I can get a link, and I could send that link to everybody, or I could send a private link. Now, this is pretty cool, I have to admit. So what does send a link look like? Well, I sent myself a link, and here it is. Professor Baine at gmail.com has shared a file with you via Pogo Plug, and the file is called greencactus.jpg. Now, this is through my email, so if I click on it, I want to view it, and it basically logs you right in because I sent you that link, and there's the photograph of the green cactus, and I can blow it up or do whatever I want with it, and it's all off the cloud. And I have to say, it worked fairly well. It really did. It's a great feature. I also have the ability to download that file if I want, and I also have the ability to like it on Facebook or to tweet it. So that's a real nice feature, and I like that a lot. I have to admit that. So that's kind of my review of the drive. Basically, it does work. The interface is extremely wacky. That's the only word I could use, but it does work. But the most bizarre thing to me is, why can't I see this drive? And again, the Pogo Plug software has nothing to do with this drive. If you don't need an extra hard drive and you want to stream, I guess the Pogo Plug software does work. The other problem that I had encountered is that, and this is with every streaming device, it takes about 20 minutes to upload a movie. That's not a big deal. So you upload the movie, you take a walk, and there it is. Or if you're going on a trip, you upload them before you go. So it does work. I think I've beaten this to death. And if you want one of these, I would just go to Amazon.com and let's take a look at what they're selling for. I think they're about $89 a piece. Let's see here. I'll put in Toshiba. Canvio in computers. Canvio, I'm sorry. Here is a 1 terabyte. Here's a 2 terabyte drive for, here's a drive in black, same drive, 2 terabytes, $95.99. So that's not too bad if you want a 1 terabyte drive. Again, you can buy these anywhere. 1 terabyte drive is $63, so that's pretty cheap. They have a 500 gig hard drive, but it's not the Connect. If you want the Pogo Plug software with it, it's got to say Canvio Connect. So a 2 terabyte is $95.99. A 1 terabyte is $63.33. Here's one for $63.36, 1 terabyte. So that will wrap it up today for the Gadget Professor. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm sorry that we weren't in the studio. I did have an interview today planned with the folks at Brino, but I couldn't be in the studio, so I'll try to get them in sometime next week. I hope you enjoyed the show. Stay tuned to the next episode of The Gadget Professor. So long.
The Gadget Professor is produced by Don Baine, Multimedia Communications, LLC. If you would like your product reviewed on The Gadget Professor or would like to appear on The Gadget Professor, contact us via email at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. The opinions expressed on the program by the host, guests, call-in listeners, or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. And thank you for watching The Gadget Professor.